Hello and welcome to today's Confessions of a Global Changemaker show. I am delighted for you to be having access to this phenomenal brain, this amazing wealth creation mind who is sat in front of you right at this very moment. Stop what you are doing, wherever you are, just stop. Put everything down and chill out to this amazing strategic interview that we're going to dive into over the next 30 to 45 minutes. Anna, welcome to today's show.
Hello, hi, how are you? Thank you very much for the invitation.
Well, I can't wait to dig in because obviously you and I met at the Destined for Bigger Things event that happened just before we went into lockdown, run by the amazing Kezia Luckett. And we kind of were introduced to each other in this kind of explosion of everybody packing up at the end of the event and said, okay, we'll catch up at some point. Well, we managed to catch up a few weeks ago and I said, oh my God, Anna, we've got to get you on the show because your phenomenal mind when it comes to making money from the money you already have, making sure you keep the money you've already got and that you're not spending it in unnecessary tax and things that you could be keeping it for yourself or investing it in paying it forward, doing other things. And how you then go about really growing from the position that you're at. So I love your name, the Wealth Expander, because it really suggests we've already got some wealth. Now let's expand it.
Yeah, that's it. That's right. This is also why I like this name, because, well, it's all about wealth expansion. Even if we don't have now much, still we have something, and just we need to expand. Yeah, and we need to expand our wealth, really.
I think that's the key thing, isn't it? It's expanding on what you already have. I think we've got Sylvia on. Hi, Sylvia. So, Anna, let's dig straight in, because the reason you know about this strategy is because you went through an incredibly painful time where you almost lost everything. So how did you go from nothing to building it all back up again so quickly? Because you did it fast, didn't you? Oh, hello.
Yes.
Oh, are we there? Can you hear me?
I'm here.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you. I don't know what's going on.
We had a little internet gremlin then. Yeah. So how did you build your wealth so fast from literally moving or losing nearly everything to it was literally within a couple of months you'd absolutely turned everything around?
Exactly 2 months.
How did you do that?
Well, let me start with the sentence that I didn't have a choice, really. I mean, yes, of course I had a choice. I could just sit around doing nothing and cry. But as you know, at that time, I had already 2 little kids. And when I say little, I mean really little. So the older one was something like 2 years old, and the younger one was 6 months old. Yes. And at that time, also my husband lost his job. I mean, probably something like 6 years earlier, because, you know, when the economic crisis began in 2009, it reached us in the mid of 2010, and it was a disaster. And, you know, I thought that I'm really successful business owner. I really thought that I am, and that I will survive in any circumstances. Well, the first economic crisis showed me that this is not the way how you should run the business. And honestly, the first thing that I did, as I think everybody is thinking about, is to how to get away from the financial panic that I experienced. So, you know, just you look at your bank account. I was raised in such a family that was always able to cover their bills, their basic needs, and just it was important to be with paying all the bills on time. So, you know, for me, being behind with paying for my bills, it wasn't nice. Yes. So I felt that I'm not only that I'm failing as a business owner, but also I'm failing just simply as a person. So, you know, and at the same time, I had 2 kids, and you know, young kids means lots of money on different stuffs like diapers, special food, things like that. So I just saw that, taking into account the cost of living that we have, taking into account the food that I need to buy and all the necessities for my kids. Really, I wasn't really worrying about myself. I thought, okay, it's not a problem for me to live in a really creepy conditions for several months, but my kids, no, they cannot live in just such conditions. So just having in my mind that I have 2 months, only 2 months, and then I won't be able to not only cover the bills, but also I won't be able to pay for my food. And I was too proud to admit it to my parents or to
Well, I
anyone.
mean, you've got all of that. It's like loading up the pressure cooker, isn't it? It's just
Yes.
loading it on. And the other challenge, of course, that you have having young children, it's not just the money that goes flying out. It's like what comes in, it just goes straight back out again. But it's time as well. So having
Yes.
2 young children who need your time, who need you to be mum and not a businesswoman, how the heck do you give them that time and turn your business around? I mean, it's astonishing. I know people who, like, I don't even have children of my own, and yet I find, like, how do I fit it all in? So how do you fit it all in when you've got all of that going against you and 2 small children as well?
So, so I remember it was just one evening when I said to myself, okay, you have 5 minutes to cry, and then you need to just simply create a plan B. Yeah, because plan A failed, and now you need a plan B. Yeah, and just so first of all, I think that the first step was to admit, okay, I'm in a very, very bad situation. Yeah, just it was admitting, saying, okay, I can be in a, like the end from Green Gable, in a deep black despair for only 5 minutes, and then plan B. Yeah. So plan B was first, like I said, okay, I will just start with looking at all the costs that I have. Yes, and I will just try to lower the cost of my life. After 10 minutes of doing it, I said to myself, what I am doing really? I am concentrating again on lowering the costs. So on making, so basically downgrading my lifestyle. And it wasn't at the time really, really comfortable lifestyle. Yes. I mean, yes, I was able, before the crisis, I was able to satisfy my needs, but at the same time, and I thought that I'm successful because I just could freely satisfy all my needs. And even I could, go, I don't know, I could eat in a quite good restaurants, I could go to the theater, things like that. But still, it wasn't something that, that I had a great car or things like that. And I said to myself, come on, your lifestyle is just decent. Okay, for lots of people, maybe it's more than decent, but the truth is that you just simply live like all your friends are living, all your friends that are working for a corporation. Yeah, so you have more or less the same lifestyle. You're like maybe a little bit upper middle class. And okay, if I start downgrading my needs, and if I start to downgrade, on my current lifestyle, probably I won't find a decent solution because simply I will turn into the scarcity mind.
That's the thing, isn't it? You then go into this lack mindset, which is a panic lack mindset that just delivers more of that. So the more you focus on that, the more you get that. And by cutting things out, you're kind of minimizing your here's what I want list to the universe.
Yes. Well, I would even say that you're just sending a message. I need less. I need less. You
Don't
can
give
take
me
away
anything else.
from me.
I'm rejecting it all.
I just don't want to. The universe wants to give you, and you says, no, sorry, I don't need to. Yeah. So I just said to myself, no, it's not a good way. So the plan B consisted really out of a very difficult lesson, because in everything that was going on, I just sit down and I had to answer the question why I lost my company. At that time, the company that really worked really smoothly, it was a workshop company that delivered workshop to corporations, negotiations workshop, perfect presentation workshops, things like that. I had also other like coaches that worked for me, and just, and I started to realize what was wrong with the company. And now, with the economic crisis, I'm not able really to work with my clients. And I've realized that the huge problem was the type of client that I had. I mean, corporations, although it seems like, well, corporation is a wealthy company. Well, no, not really. People that work in corporation, as for example, managers, higher managers, where they are, I don't know, on board of the directors, things like that. Yes, they are wealthy, but the corporation itself, very often, just in the time of crisis, they don't want to invest in their people. In the time of crisis, they're just cutting everything. Yeah,
I think a lot of people have suffered from that, haven't they? With what we've just gone through, that's like the first thing to go, isn't it? They see those kind of skills and that kind of investment as that's a nice thing to have rather than a necessity.
That's right. Yeah. On the other hand, I also had the second client segment, and these were like individual clients. But at the same time, those clients weren't like managers or I don't know business owners with developed businesses. No, they were like I would say people that work for public administrations, teachers, people like that, and that was a huge problem because these are not really wealthy people. I mean, they can satisfy their basic needs. However, when it comes to investing in their own development, there is a huge problem, really huge problem, especially in the time of crisis. They have low budget, really. I mean, they have little budget. So the truth is that I realized that with those kind of clients, like corporations, that really, when they work with you, they're not interested in paying you really much. They say that, well, you work with us, we are a huge brand, this is a privilege. Well, it was at least with the corporations that I worked with.
No, I think that's actually very common, isn't it?
Yeah.
And quite often they pay you on their terms, not yours. So you could be waiting 3 to 6 months just to get paid.
Yes, this was another thing that just I had to wait for payments quite a long time. And on the other hand, I had clients that couldn't really afford prices that I should have. And this is the clue. So we are coming to the clue. And I realized that I have wrong clients. I asked myself, okay, but why I have those clients? Well, I attracted them because I had wrong prices. And I had wrong prices because I didn't really calculate how much money I need, how much money my business needs, how much money I need in order to create a certain profit. I didn't have a cash flow plan. I didn't have financial plan. I didn't have sales plan. I didn't have anything that was connected with figures. So then I've realized, okay, so I thought that I am successful business owners because I can acquire clients, but wrong clients with wrong products, wrongly priced. So I said, yeah, I'm great business owner. So, okay, taking into account my economic background, because I graduated from economy and from psychology, I said to myself, bravo, yeah, you finished, yes. You graduated from economics, yeah. You know how to calculate all of this, you know it, and you didn't do it for yourself. So I said, okay, one more time, yeah, but this time we will start from the basics. Yes. And to be honest, this was the clue. So this time I started with, first of all, calculating, and this was the first step really, calculating how much money do I really need, what kind of salary I need from my company, because still, well, I am a business owner, but at the same time, I was working in the business. So when you are working in the business, you need to have a salary. Just simply, it's not that just I will pay myself when the company can afford it. Well, no. If you don't have any other streams of income, you need to have the salary, and on the monthly basis, and not on a like quarterly basis or annual basis. You just need a certain amount of money to buy everything you need, just simply. And this was very interesting experience, because now I can tell you that, especially now when I'm calculating for myself or when I'm calculating it with my clients, it is interesting that people so often downgrade their needs to their current level of income. And I remember that it was also difficult for me at the time, but I said to myself, when I just calculated the money I need just to be safe, yes, because I knew how much money I need to survive. But when you're on a survival level, and we have basically 4 levels of wealth, and the first one is survival. So if you're on the survival level of wealth, come on, you're just in the scarcity mind, because you can barely satisfy the essential needs, the basic needs of all your family. So you have to run away from this level as soon as possible. So I calculated how much money I need in order to find myself in the safe level or secure level. And we have the second level, secure level of wealth. And then I remember that I calculated the money I need, and I asked myself, do I really want to live like that? Well, yes, this was how I was living. Yes, it was this decent, well, maybe not decent lifestyle. Yeah, it was the lifestyle where in which I really felt safe. However, still, it wasn't a kind of lifestyle that really kept me motivated. That really just brought smile on my face each day. I was, waking up, and I've asked myself, okay, maybe this is not the time to think about luxury lifestyle, but at least I want something more. And I want to tell you that, there's nothing wrong with just wanting luxury lifestyle. I just thought that if I assume now that I need something like 10 times more or 100 times more that I was generating, my mind won't believe that it is possible. So yes, I want that, but for the time being, I need my mind just to. I need to keep my mind in the abundant mindset, and just in order to feel abundant, I needed something more than just the lifestyle in which I'm able to cover all the basic things in my life. And this was the time when I was this close to being the scarcity mind. So. When you
How many of you have been there? Those of you that are watching or listening into the show right now, how many of you have caught yourself in that moment? Like I know I definitely have. I've caught myself where you kind of go into that panic mode. I remember, and I've talked about it on a previous show, when a couple of Christmases ago, like the worst thing that could possibly happen to me is not to be able to contribute. And at Christmas, we had no money a couple of years ago. And I was just stood there thinking, how did we end up here? How did we end up here with no money? I can't believe it. We can't afford to get presents. I was really stressed about it and anxious. I remember my husband he's 6'4". He's a giant. I think you met him at the event, and he just put his hands on my shoulders, which isn't isn't hard to do because I'm so much shorter than him. And he just said, Sammy, do you realize how much you've invested in the business over the last 3 or 4 weeks? Literally, you have earned more in the last 4 weeks than you have ever brought into this company, but you're panicking because you're thinking we haven't got any money. You've invested it, and it's going to come back to you. So stop panicking. And I think that was the moment where I realized that I'd gone from this complete control freak to letting other people manage budgets and things, and me going, oh, okay, so I'm only looking at one part of the picture. panicking, but actually, you know, they're putting safety things away, and we've got cash flow, and we've got all this stuff. And of course, I don't deal with the money, so I didn't know that. But it's easy to go into scarcity mindset, and you can go into it in a heartbeat.
Yes, that's right. And you know, before I continue, I can just tell you something that when even now, sometimes it happens that I think, oh my God, I have no money on my account. And then it's just, okay, wait a second, look at your private financial plan and look at your company's financial plan. And I see, money will be here. Okay, money will be tomorrow or will be after. Oh, okay. All right. I know what's going on. Yeah. And I can relax myself. Yeah. But you know, but first you need to know how much money really per month you just need, and just you need to calculate it in such a way that you are not downgrading your needs to the current level of the income. So when you just have it, and I always say, okay, when you just have it, when you calculated the amount, please add tax to it. People forget about it. But when you take money out of your company, you need to pay tax. So, and you have different taxes, so please add tax to it. And this is really the gross, I would say, salary that you know that the company needs to generate. And this is not all, of course, because then when you add the monthly cost of your company, then you know how much money really you need to generate in order to reach break-even point. Because this is no profit still. So, you know, I remember that this was the first step, just calculating like how much money I really want. And then I multiply it by 12, so I know the annual amount. And then also I did exactly the same with rest costs of the company. So I knew how much money within a year I will need for the company. And I created the lowest level of financial goal that I need to generate, because this is the break-even point. Because, you know, for me, break-even point is then when I can take the money out of the company for myself, because I'm an employee really of my company. If I'm working for the company, if I'm like doing the marketing, if I'm working with my clients, or if I'm doing anything for the company, I'm still working in it. If I'm not just sitting on a beautiful island and just reading reports,
that's still working.
That's still working, yes. A different kind of, but still, yes. And you also need a kind of, reward for that, So still, I just calculated how much money I need on a monthly basis and how much money I need within the year to generate. And then I said to myself, okay, these are the money that you need to generate. Beautiful. You know the goal. You know what the goal is. So now think how much clients you really want to have, how much of your products and services you really want to sell, so you don't feel really stressed that there's so much or so many of it. And I've realized that just simply I need to have higher prices. Because when I just started calculating how many clients I want to have, or how many, like, I don't know, books I want to sell, things like that, I've realized that come on, just it's not able for, I'm not in a position, it's not possible for me now to have such, I don't know, like reach to just, I didn't have at the time a large audience really. So my possibilities of acquiring clients were also limited. So I said to myself, well, if I don't want to find myself again in the same position like I was now, I need to have really significantly higher prices. So I just calculated the prices that I really needed to have. And then I started to build services and products. So they reflect the value. So the price really was reflected in the value. So I just, did it completely the other round. Because
that's a good way to do it. Yes, most people, they take something, they spend ages making it, and then they try and price it, as opposed to what is it, what need is it that someone actually has, and at the level I want to deliver it, what would they be expecting to be included, and then create it from that place.
Yes. So, so for me, it was really, well, it was a challenge really, because also, I had different ideas, yes, for products and services. And I said to myself, no, first you need to know the price, and then you need to create the product. However, still, again, when I created the product, it was just a beautiful service, really. Yeah. However, just I thought, okay, so now I will just calculate the cost unit of the service, including how much time I really need in order to work with that client, to serve the client. And I realized that it's not a good product. I mean, yeah, it was, the price was really high, but at the same time, the amount of all the hours and the energy, effort that I needed really to put there, it was too high. So again, I said to myself, well, no, it can be that way. I need to figure it out differently. So still I can work with my clients, and I still feel that I have time for my kids. Yes. For running the house, really. Yes. I'm a mother.
I think that's actually that's a really big thing to think about. And there's this whole debate going on about balance. Can you even have balance? Is there any such thing as balance? is there any such thing as balance in a business and having a life and having kids at the same time? But I think it's important that even if you don't have kids, or you don't have those reasons to finish work, create reasons that mean that you want to be able to finish on time. I mean, yeah, we have times where we have deadlines. I'm doing 18-hour days at the moment while we're focused on getting the mini course out there, but then I won't need to work anywhere near this. I'll go back to 4 hours a day for 2 or 3 months. So
they're depleted, really.
Exactly. It's the balance for me is work hard, play hard. Work hard, play hard. Work hard, play harder. And it's just getting into that flow of things and making sure that you do have something to finish work for. But obviously you had your kids and you had everything going on at the same time. So you've worked out what you need. You've looked at how can you be serving people in a bigger way. What happened next?
Well, and that's also quite interesting because, I had the product, I had prices, I had my financial goal. So I also had my sales targets. I calculated my sales targets out of the financial goal. And then I said to myself, okay, so who will buy it? So it was time just to change the client segment and to find people that are, first of all, wealthy, that are abundant. And what is extremely important, to find such client segment that is unshakable by any economic crisis. And I can tell you that this was also another key to the success. Of course, it wasn't really easy because at that time, still, my self-confidence wasn't so high, I would say, because, well, I was nearly broke. It couldn't be really, the self-esteem is just, diving with you, I would say. So I needed to regain, of course, my strength. But when you decide that you will target really wealthy clients, then you might feel intimidated, you might feel shy, you might experience different emotions, but still it is extremely important to shift and to go straight away to that client segment that is wealthy and that can simply pay for your products, for your services, can simply afford it with no problems. Because if you just one step out of your comfort zone and you will just stay with the client segment that you feel comfortable with, all work for nothing, because those people can't really afford your new prices. So they will say, sorry, I can't afford it. It's a beautiful product. Yes, it's great, but I can afford it. I can afford it. I can't afford it. No, sorry, I have no money. And then simply you will start believing that there's nobody that really can pay for your service and for your product. So I think that this is something really important. Go to the client that can afford your prices. However, to be honest, what's extremely important, and I think that this was it's difficult to say the last step, because, it's very easy just to say, okay, so now I have my financial goal, I have my prices, I have product and my clients, chosen the client segment. The funny thing is that usually we can use the same strategies in order to reach wealthier clients, but we do not really believe that. However, it is possible. However, the most important thing for me was at the time that I need also to create the financial plan. Because, to be honest, the financial plan showed me, and still is showing me really, what's the real situation of my company. Because then I am able just, I know, of course, we all know what kind of costs are ahead of us. So especially when it comes to the company, when it comes to investments and things like that, we have lots of ideas how to invest in which other, I don't know, courses, or in what kind of marketing tools we want to invest to just grow. And that's beautiful. But I knew that if I really want to be like my clients, unshakable, I need to plan it strategically. So I need to know month by month how much money will go out of my company, and I need to know how much money I need to generate, I need to bring in. So then I know how many clients I need to acquire, I need to find each month, each quarter, because, I can afford having a budget hole in my company. Just simply, it's not that I can, knock on my mom's door and say, "Mom, can you borrow me some money?"
Right.
I have a budget hole, yeah. So,
Yeah.
we could do that when I was, I don't know, 18 or 19 or 17 or 16, but not now, yeah.
No, I think that's the thing, though, isn't it? Like you said at the very beginning of the interview, there's a sense of pride that is lost when things aren't going well, and there's a confidence that we have where we become more courageous as well, don't we? When we have certainty, and when we've got that certainty of income, we can. One of our Brand Builders Club members, Kerry Bartley, she said, last year, just after she became a member, and she went from just about scraping through with her salary to leaving her job, building a totally new brand, bringing in £10,000 a month within, it's between 4 and 6 months. She already had a recurring income of 10,000 a month. And I remember her saying to me, the money problems that she had before were causing serious mental health issues. And it can, because the amount of anxiety and the overwhelm that comes from not having that certainty and security behind you. Sorry, my dog's going mad. My husband's just come back. But having that, and yeah, come on, that certainty and security behind you, I think that it gives you confidence in other areas. Now, what I want to do is I want to come back to, you said there are 4 levels of wealth, and you didn't finish the other 2. So we know that now we've got the survival, which is like the worst level of wealth. We've got security, which is the next level. What were the other 2?
Yes, so the 3rd level, and it was the level I decided I want to aim at, and this is the successful level. And this is possible really to jump to the successful level.
Yeah.
I have an echo. Do you have it also?
No?
Okay, so it was just, okay, for a moment. So this is only possible when you have right prices, when you really calculate it properly. So especially when it comes, it was when I was calculating the prices, I knew that I need higher prices, but at the same time, I told you that I wanted to check the cost unit of my prices, because very often when I asked myself the question, what's the margin of your products? And I wasn't able to to really say what's the margin. And, especially when I work with the corporations and they want different discounts, or they negotiated the price differently, of course, then I realized that sometimes I was so close to the cost unit of the service that there was no room really for any margin. And at the same time, because I did not calculate my salary into the cost unit of the service, I mean, because we are just, when it comes to the cost unit of of our products, we just calculate like the hours that we spend with the clients, or we calculate the production cost of our product, but we are not thinking about all the other costs, like our regular salary, because it's not only the hours that I spend with my client. I need a regular salary from my company. So I need to include a certain percentage of my whole salary in the cost unit of my products or services. So in order to get to the successful level, I knew that I need to know precisely what is the cost unit of all my services and all my products. So I'm 100% sure what's the margin. And when I offer discounts for my clients, then still I'm doing the money. Yeah. So still I'm generating the money. It's not because unfortunately I was afraid of the situation in which the discount will just eat the whole margin, because I've experienced it. Yeah, when I calculated it, I saw, and I just, I looked at the previous project, and just I said to myself, how come I didn't see it? Well, just I didn't calculate it. I was so in the process of acquiring clients. I was so happy that I have clients that, I was just negotiating, but I did not calculate it at all. Yeah. So I thought that, the price is still quite okay. Well, not in the times of crisis, because I didn't really generate the profit that could help me to survive like those difficult months. And this is something also that I see, for example, now that with the crisis, that just, with the whole lockdown, that very often companies just needed to close business owners needed to close the business after 2 or 3 months, because they had money only to survive 2 or 3 months. And we need to have budget really to survive something like at least 6 months. Yeah. So, and, because very often if we cannot foresee any or predict, or just I think it's when we just can't foresee any crisis like this one, because we couldn't really. Although, to be honest, when it comes to the economy, each 7-10 years we have an economic crisis, and it was something like 10 years. So I was just thinking, there will be an economic crisis. I didn't know that it will be something like that. But we could just see that something is coming. But still, if we are not able to foresee it, we need to be prepared for something that we are not expecting. So just in order to get to the success level and stay at the success level, because on the other hand, you can just jump into the success level and then, fall down again. So in order to stay there, I thought that, okay, I need to know exactly the margin. I need to know exactly the cost unit, and I need to have a very good financial plan that can also show me how much money I am generating and how much profit do I have, because only then I am able really to see that, okay, these are money like for unexpected things, or these are money that I need to have for crisis. Because if I don't have like the financial plan, and if I don't have certain budgets in my company, sooner or later we will just spend the money. We're really good at spending money. So this is like the third level, the success level. And then really when you're on the success level, you're ready to enter the fourth level, which is fulfillment. Very often we want to enter the fourth level from the survival level, which is impossible, because fulfillment is all about our mission. It's all about, helping others, helping the world, everything that is really close to our heart. And unfortunately, in order to be impactful, we need money. Just simply, we need first of all to satisfy our needs. We need to be able to live the lifestyle that keeps us motivated and keep us strong. First, we need to save ourselves, and then we can save others. So it's like on a plane. First, put the mask on yourself, then help others. Yeah. So
Right.
so
Right.
then, yeah, when you
Yeah.
save yourself, then you can generate money for for marketing budget. You can be more impactful because you have just money that you can invest in different marketing tools. You have money if you want to support any charity organization. So then you can enter the fourth level, the fulfillment, and this is, I think, something that for me is extremely important. I just really, because I found myself on the survival level, and I wanted to just come back to the success plus fulfillment. This was extremely important. And I knew that I have 2 months to jump to secure and then to the secure level. And then I need to just also run away as soon as possible from the secure level, because this is your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You feel secure, but you know that this is not the lifestyle. This is not the life you really
I
want to
think you
have.
can feel the calling, can't you? You can feel the calling that you're ready to go to another level. Sylvia has a question, and I think
Mhm.
it's very in line with what we're talking
Yeah.
about now. She said, "Thank you, Sylvia, for your question." She said, "So if I'm happy with the high hourly rate that I give, but I'm still struggling with salary for myself, do I simply just have to get more customers for my business?"
Well, and it depends. Um, because the question is why you're happy with the hourly rate. If the hourly rate doesn't really give you the possibility to take the salary from the
Mm,
company,
mm.
because I know Sylvia's business because we know each other. So just I know that there, but it's always when you have hourly rate, then always there's only a certain amount of hours you can work in the business.
Right.
Simply, you just can't work more than 24 hours a day. Sorry. And on the other hand, you just can't work 24 hours because just it's impossible for you. Very often we can't work more than 6 hours, 10 hours, 8 hours. Depends on the work. I can tell you that I'm able to work maximum really efficiently 6 hours per day, because
Yeah.
my
I
mind
think
will
that's
just
true for
simply
most
tell you,
people.
sorry.
Efficiently, yeah. But
Yeah.
that's the thing though, isn't it? It's I think there's a misconception, and Sylvia, this is why I want to take a little bit of time to really answer this, because there are other people that will be listening and watching the show who might be thinking the same thing. It's like, well, I need this money, I just get more customers. Well, the challenge with that, if you don't have an exponential product or service, and when I say exponential, I mean usually something digital or something of a membership product or a mastermind type product where you're exchanging your time with many people at the same time instead of on a one-to-one basis, then it's easier to increase the amount of people that you could drive to it, because you're not having to deliver your time on a one-to-one way. But Sylvia, if you are delivering one-to-one, and it sounds like it from what Anna obviously knows you already, probably the worst thing you could do is try and sell more of your time.
Yes, even if you can hire people that can serve to your customers, and you have the margin on the people. Again, how many new customers you need in order to first pay the salary to the employee, and so you have really the margin. So so this is the problem really here. So I would just simply say that, okay, come back again to calculations, because probably if you can, of course, have some more hours, okay, get a new client. However, maybe think again about just hiring your prices, and just again, it's not so easy really to answer and give you just like a gold tip. Yeah. Because when you want more customers, and you need more of people's time to serve the customer, and you want to then hire somebody, then again, you need to, as I already told you, just calculate how many new customers you need in order to pay the salary for the new employee. Does it really make sense? Because on the other hand, please remember that new customers means also, some additional work when it comes to, administration, managing things, navigating them. Still, you may have different phone calls from them. There is other work that needs to be done. And again, it will take your time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for you to think, Sylvia, about, are there other things that you can sell that you aren't selling yet? That, I think one of the most exciting things that you can do when you're thinking about pricing your products and looking at the scale of increasing either the volume, so more people, more products and services to more people, or less products and services at a higher price to less people. So you get to work out and choose. And I think it's really exciting when you look at all of the different products or services that you could sell, and you realize, I have to sell 5,000 of those at that price. But if I sell 2 of those, I've actually made the same amount of money.
This is also the question that I ask sometimes. Do you what is easier to do? Just sell 1 million products at the price of $1, or maybe just sell one product priced at 1 million. And people usually say, well, it will be easier to sell 1 million products that are priced at $1. I said, yes, really? How will you reach to all those people? You need to find only one right person that will buy something that is priced at $1 million. And how much time will you need, really? Yeah.
I think this is the key thing, and we're coming up to the end of this amazing interview together. I mean, gosh, we've delved right into the entire strategic process of valuing yourself, really, and the mindset that goes with having a successful business. Because to get to fulfillment, there's a totally different mindset, as you said, to one that's in survival. You can't. Who was it? I was listening to, I think it was Pete Cohen, one of our other Brand Builders Club members. Pete was saying that so often when you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, so often people are trying to give back and be this amazing, almost Mother Teresa, giving everything away, and they're in like the self-actualization stage, which is the fulfillment stage. They're operating from that level, yet their home life isn't as stable as it could be, or they haven't got their health, or they haven't got money coming in, and so you haven't got that stable foundation. So therefore, living in a fulfillment place, in an abundant place, and having this whole survival energy running for you at the same time, the two things are, it must be incredibly stressful, because it's almost like you're pretending to have that stuff.
Well, the problem is that when you're like on the survival level, at the same time you're doing everything to like work and think as you're in the fulfillment level, it's very easy to really get into the burnout state. It's very easy to, well, to be honest, just the road to depression starts. Yes, just it. Of course, it is a very like slowly road, but still, you're burned out, you're depressed, you're frustrated because you really want to help people, but you didn't do your own homework. You didn't save yourself first. And just simply, we are human beings. We just need to satisfy our own needs of our family. And this is also what I say very often to people. I'm just especially business owners. Well. Please remember, if you say yes to the word, then you say no to your own family, really, to yourself, to your kids. And it shouldn't be like that. Yeah, just why we have to choose? You don't have to choose. You can have, well, you can have your own wealth and helping people. And so you can have both, really. Why you just want to choose one or another? Just have both.
I think that's the key, isn't it? I was having this conversation with somebody earlier. I believe that we can have it all. I absolutely believe that we can have it all. And you can have it all when you're strategic about it, because you could be just living this amazing life thinking everything's okay, but there's some foundational piece that you didn't put in place. Like Sylvia, if you decided that you were just going to go and get loads more customers, do some great marketing, get loads of customers, yes, it feels great. And then you just go underground because you've got to deliver on the promise you've just made to them. You've got to do all the admin. You've got to send the invoices out. You've got to be cooking and cleaning and managing the household at the same time. It creates a massive sense of overwhelm. Sylvia, I would love for you to message me and tell me how much more comfortable would you be to increase your prices by 25%, even though I know you are already happy with what you're charging. What would happen if you increased your prices by 25%? Would you need to attract a different kind of customer than the one you have now, or would it be easy enough to sell something else to the same customer that you already have as an addition to what they're spending with you? There's oh gosh, I mean that's a whole session just on its own.
Well, yes, it is, and just this is also what I've just and we just said, that just first of all we need to have the basic things calculated, and then when you just see, because what you said, yes, this is another like a trap, that you are just so happy with new clients, and then you need to serve them, you need to deliver the value you promised, and then you just you stop doing the marketing, and you stop acquiring clients, and then if you do not have the financial plan, you don't see that, okay, but within 3 months I run out of cash. Yes, within 3 months I won't have any streams of income, and then again I'm on a lower point where just I have a financial budget hole, really. So again, just for me, it is also extremely important, in order not to find myself in a survival level, is just to use the financial plan, not just to have it, but just to use it to really see what's going on in my business today and what will going on in a few months, so I can react earlier. And this is just the key, to be honest, when it comes to...
Love it. Sylvia is she's made it a few years ago. She's not scared anymore to put her prices up. Go Sylvia. Woo! Go Sylvia.
You know that when you just simply say, okay, higher prices, your clients still will love you.
Anna, we've come to the end of our time together. Like, how can, because you do this for people and you do it with people as well, don't you? How can people find out more about you? Or I know you've got a program that's coming up where you're supporting people who know a few of the bits but actually need some help tying it all together. Probably creative entrepreneurs who are brilliant at the creative side of things, but not so great when it comes to the financial side of things. So what do you have in place for people with that challenge?
So, well, first of all, what I would just suggest jumping on my website, annakupisz.com, where you can just read more about me. You can find articles that you can just read and just find out more about it. And if you feel the need to contact me, just simply contact me. You can also find me on Facebook. I'm like Anna Kupisz, and just simply you can find me there. What I plan a program, just like the website with information about the program will be ready within just a few days. However, yes, just I would like really to work with people that just know that, okay, we have the revenue, and now taking into account that we have a revenue, we want to have profit, and we want to be able to pay ourselves the money. So we need to just restructure a little bit the business when it comes to the financial part, so it goes really smoothly. So it will be ready, and the information will be for sure on my fan page, Wealth Expansion. It will be available at my website, and just
fabulous. Anna, thank you so much for taking the time to take us so deeply into the actual strategy behind going from surviving to thriving. It literally is, being in that that place of true fulfillment where you can live in a world of gratitude for all the things that you have and the abundance that is on its way to you, because you can predict the abundance because you've got it in black and white, so you can predict it, predict the future. So thank you for being with us. You've been like our crystal ball, our financial crystal ball, to stepping us into the future of what it could be like with just a little bit of planning. Go to Anna's website, which is currently on the screen. If you are listening to the podcast version of this interview, go to annakupisz.com, which is ANNAKUPISZ.com. There you go. You heard it here. Anna, thank you so much once again. Have an amazing time launching your new product. Do keep us informed. Come back and let us know how you're getting on, and when it's launched, let me know so I can let everyone know. And is there anything that you would like to leave everybody with from today's interview?
I think that only one sentence. Just remember that business is not about surviving. It's about thriving.
Love it. What a perfect place to leave that on. Brilliant. Anna, thank you once again. Thank you to those of you who have been watching and listening. It's a pleasure to support you, to serve, and to stand shoulder to shoulder with you as we grow, build, and expand our businesses together. Sylvia, it was lovely to meet you. Do reach out, connect with me. I'd love to know more about what you're doing. And I will be back for the next Changemakers show on Thursday. We are here on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week. Let's see who is in the hot seat next. We have a little drum roll. Ding-a-ding. Okay, we have Rob Moon is in the hot seat on Thursday. So come back and we're going to dive into Rob's business and how he's built what he's built. I just find it so fascinating that, you know, we've each been on a totally different journey to get where we are, and I'm going to be looking for a confession from Rob, so make sure you come back and check it out. In the meantime, have fun, be happy, be well, be safe, and be that brand you want to see in the world. Take care, and I'll see you in the group. Mwah.
Take care. Bye. Thank you.